The number one source of friction in your engine is not what you think. Piston rings rubbing against the cylinder walls generate more friction than any other part of the engine. More friction and temperature means more wear and less horsepower. Fortunately, the team at Total Seal knows how to reduce friction and wear through innovative piston ring design. If it takes a piston, Total Seal can build a better ring.
Drag racing fans, check out Drag Race Bracket Bonanza. It's the free, family-friendly fantasy bracket game. Now, after final qualifying at every national event, you can fill out your bracket for all the pro classes.
It's free, easy to click on your picks. If you need some help, just hit the randomizer button to fill in the blanks. It's for fun, stay engaged, and pick your winners today.
This is WFO Radio.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to WFO Radio NHRA Nitro. The parade of 2025 champions is on. We're getting ready for the 75th season of the National Hot Rod Association, a year that is going to be amazing, going to 4 new tracks in the Mission Foods series. But you know, if you listen to WFO Radio, you watch us on YouTube, I ask you to subscribe, or if you listen to the audio-only podcast, you can subscribe and write a review if you'd like. We appreciate that. But it is the Lucas Oil Series competitors that are the, in my opinion, and we say it all the time, the backbone of NHRA drag racing, because they're coming up from their local tracks and they decide to chase divisional points, and eventually they're chasing national and world points in their respective categories. So when one person comes out on top, wins the world, we got to get to know him on WFO Radio. In the Wright Trailer's Top Sportsman Eliminator, this champion became a 2-time champion and almost became a 2-time champion this year in Top Dragster and Top Sportsman as well. He joins us now, Mr. Darian Boesch. Darian, champ, welcome. How are you?
Hey, Mr. Joe, I'm doing good. How y'all doing today?
I'm great.
How you doing today?
I am great. I'm in my work station, and so are you. What are you doing out there?
Yes, sir. Right now for the day, we're just doing some garden cleanups. We have bi-monthly maintenances that we do to kind of fill the end of the week, because, you know, I really work my guys into the ground a lot during the beginning part of the week. So these bi-monthly maintenances, just something to keep us going, you know, in the meantime until Monday comes. And then, as everybody knows, Monday is the best day of the week. It's the time when you make the most money. So
okay, is that so this is what, landscaping? This is, yes, what is this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we do gardens, we do subsurface drainage, which by us, as everybody knows, in the South, flooding is a big issue. So we do subsurface drainage, we do automatic irrigation systems, sod. If you want new yard, you can call us. We can handle that for you. Garden lighting. We can make any house look banging. Awesome.
That is awesome. That okay. I like it. Way to go, Darian. And you guys are diehard NHRA drag racers, top sportsman, top dragster, not just racing, going wicked fast. You got a car that's over 226 miles an hour in top sportsman, and you won your 2nd world championship. I remember when your dad used to race, and he kind of, like, I don't want to say he handed it over to you, but
right.
Yeah. Clearly a good decision, because you just won your 2nd championship. What went into this title?
Man, years and years of just, you know, hard work and racing as many times as humanly possible since the time I was 7 or 8 years old. And, you know, man, even one world championship is a dream come true. But for me to get my 2nd, you know, at this young age, and I'm only 26, is, man, so far beyond a blessing. I don't think there's even a word for it. But I mean, you know, it's the late nights in the shop, it's the hard days at work. It's, man, it feels like everything I do from the time I wake up till the time I go to bed every day revolves around fighting for another championship, another round win even.
Yeah, it's amazing. I remember a few years ago, you made a mark in my mind. You did a shoot drop to dead on someone, and it just like I was on the mic, and it was crazy. Like, how is this kid learning that? Like that kind of move being made? Like, how do you even develop that to be able to do that?
It's just natural instinct at that point, honestly. You know, because I've been finish line driving for a very long time, obviously, and my dad's taught me all kind of things. You know, he raced for a long time before I was even a thought. But I mean, something like the shoot drop and the aggressive finish line driving that I feel like I do all the time, it just kind of comes natural. I make a bunch of runs in these cars. I know about how long it should take for the shoots to blossom until they don't. But I mean, things like that, it just kind of comes natural. And then at some points, as you know, as a racer yourself, it's just a subconscious decision that you make. And, you know, sometimes when, you know, you just pass 1,000 foot and you go, there's not enough brake pedal here for me to kill what I got to kill. Oh, but I got 2 parachutes in the back that'll kill every bit of what I need to kill. So it just, you know, it's just kind of those subconscious decisions that need to be made in a timely fashion, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it's wild. It's entertaining. And I always say to the fans, you know, you got to walk the Lucas Oil pits, but you got to watch Lucas Oil racing from as close to the finish line stripe as you can get. Like, you watch some wheel stands down low, but what you guys are doing, you're rolling 225 miles an hour and making moves. You've made the decision hundreds of feet away from the finish line. Like that, I can't relate to it, Darian. It just, like, that's beyond me.
Well, if you look at it this way too, we're going, you know, well over 200 miles an hour, not even looking where we're going. We're looking at the guy next to us. So it's like everything that you learned in driver's ed, don't hit the brakes really hard, look where you're going, make sure you have 2 hands on the wheel. Whenever you bracket race the way we do, it's like everything that you learned in driver's ed just goes out the window. So however much you paid for it, it was a waste because it does you no good here.
Wild. Let's talk about the season. You had been a champion before. You ran real well in Top Dragster, finished 3rd, I believe. But it was Top Sportsman. You started off strong, runner-up at the Amalie Motor Oil NHRA Gator National. Did well at the division races, quarterfinals in Dallas. But when you got to Indy, you won the big go. And the first race with a new tower, a couple of Indy wins really nice. Put you in position.
Yeah. It, man, like as my friends know, and I'm sure people have seen, you know, Indy has really been rough for us for a while. I've been to the semis, I want to say 3 or 4 times. I've been to the finals once last year after changing motors twice through the race. And, you know, Sunday night, you know, at Indy, usually you're, you know, making sure everything's tight. Well, we were converting my dragster over from a Vortec motor over to a roots blower motor that I pulled out of my dad's car. So it's just, you know, Indy's been rough for us, but to finally break through and get that win with, you know, obviously all the emotional things going on between, you know, having our friend's father's ashes in the car, and just really this year, it was more than just me, you know, I mean, there was a lot going on, and it was just meant to fall the way that it felt, honestly.
Wow. Elaborate on that. I don't think I fully knew that. And in drag racing, it is very emotional, right? Like, people use that opportunity of going down the racetrack. We see it on the track walk. People like bring ashes. We try to tell them don't do it, right? Because to carry a loved one down the track with you, that's like an amazing occurrence, because you can't bring passengers on the track.
No.
So that like, try to connect on that a little, Darian. Like, why did they want you to carry the ashes with you?
So it's a family friend, some family friends of ours, the Olin family out of around Baton Rouge area. Mr. David, his father, Sudi, had passed several months prior, and his dream was always to be at Indy. He wanted to go down the track. Well, we were coming up on the 3rd qualifying run, I want to say, and we duct taped a bag of his ashes inside of the car because, you know, obviously you can't put it in the chutes, and I don't think that's like the best way to do it anyway.
I agree.
So anyway,
and the NHRA Safety Safari also agrees. Not a
Yeah.
good, not a good way to do it.
No. And we duct taped him inside the car, and I botched it. I was trying to make a little bit of a better run, and I fat fingered the keyboard, and I just poured all the holes to it at once, and it didn't go down the track. The once in like 500 runs that it does not go down the track is the one that I have as ashes in the car. And to kind of be brief with it, you know, I was like, man, I can't leave this guy, you know, on not getting down the track. And you know, I said, let me just run first round with him, and I'll give him back to you. And then first round turns into second round, turns into the semis, turns into, we're in the finals at Indy, and this man's dad's ashes are riding in my race car. And there's some things that you can just kind of, I mean, you know, you just have that gut feeling, you kind of know how it's going, but you still got to watch it happen kind of thing. It was like such a fairy tale thing for us, and especially for him. I don't know if that Indy win means as much for me as it does for Mr. David, who was with us. He was in the winner's circle picture with us. And, you know, his dad, whose dream was to always just be there, got to win with us. And, you know, it means so much for him and that family. And thankfully I got him a trophy for it. I don't know if you call it replicas or duplicates, but yeah, no, it was amazing. It was
Duplicates.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, people for the crew are available. I think everybody knows that.
Yeah.
And we see it in the Mission Food series. NHRA makes it available. They're for sale. So they like it when they do it.
No, it's awesome. It's one of the best ideas. I love it.
Yeah, that is great. All right, so let's get into the stretch run though, because it was there's always other competitors that can jump up and take it from you. Tell me about the moment where the championship was solidified, where it was locked down and you became a champion. Was it because you won a round on track, or was it because one of your nearest competitors went out?
So it was because David Cook and Dan Lafferty, they both lost at Pomona. And actually, we weren't watching it because what good does it do me to sit there and like freak out about it for a month? So pretty much the last several races we never watched. I just kind of went by the mentality of, you know, if you win, somebody will let you know.
That's great.
You know, regardless. I mean, your phone will blow up one way or another, and you can kind of judge by the text messages which way it went. Dan, I want to say he missed the tree a little bit, and the car was good as always. It just didn't fall his way. Dave was, I want to say he was low teen, high 00 maybe, and his car just really just let him down, honestly. And I'm friends with both of them, so I called them both afterward, you know, told them great year and all that stuff. And I was at work putting in a backflow system on a customer's irrigation. I was in a hole covered with PVC glue and primer, and you know, I was not watching, but my mother called me in tears. So that's kind of how I knew when she called me, and she said, "Buddy, you did it." And that was that moment for me. And then I went back and watched it later.
That is wild. I love that though, because it's like, wow, that's great. Bye, Mom. Back to work. You're in a hole. You're covered in PVC glue. Anybody's that done with that, you can't stop. You got to keep going.
Yeah. Got to have a happy customer. You know, no matter what's going on, customers got to be happy.
Right. Well, you guys have two very fast race cars and a huge investment in drag racing, and you want to keep them on track. So yeah, that's how you do it, keeping the customers happy. But then it was booking flights, right? Heading to Pomona. We got washed out for the finals, but you got to be on stage at the banquet. I think you did a tremendous job at the awards banquet. But right now, like, who else do you want to thank as you look back on this championship?
So you know, first and foremost, Jerry Haas Race Cars builds me the best car that I could ever ask for. Race Engine Development Bill Doucette Motorsports, Rolla Competition Engine, Mark Mickey, Brodex, Ronald Jackson Designs. That's pretty much the bulk of the people that really helped me. And, man, without them, I wouldn't be, anywhere near where I am. The motors that everybody builds for me are amazing. Obviously, Mark Mickey does an awesome Turbo 400, the best in the business. Jerry Haas obviously builds a car that second to none. I love it. I wouldn't trade her for the world. She's getting a facelift right now, so it won't look exactly the same. But
what are we doing? What are we doing to it?
Well, we got a new front end for it because it's a 17, and I guess the way that I race that car is a little bit hard on it. So the front end was, starting to crack, and just, you could tell she's ready for a new nose. Duran Settles is repainting the whole car, including the new front clip for me. It is almost done, actually. Man, it's going to be so nice when it's finished. All the pictures that I've seen, absolutely amazing. Duran,
where's this going to debut? Duran has had some, there's been a time or two where he's had a car that was capable of winning best appearing. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it. Where are you going to debut this thing?
Gainesville will be the first race with it. So I'm going to go get it next week, actually. I'm planning to go get it, bring it back by Jerry from Jerry's home, and then drop the motor in it. And first run after paint's going to be at Gainesville.
Wow, that's exciting. You mentioned Jerry. I want you to talk a little bit about him. Jerry is known for his pro stock stuff, but he has been doing more and more pro mod cars. But he has always had you guys and a couple of really fast top sportsman cars, and he's there. He is out there when his car is on the track. He is standing behind you.
Yeah, he man, and that's kind of one thing I love about him. Similar to Danny Nelson does all my dragsters. We love Danny,
former champ as well.
Yeah. Man, Jerry, man, he's at pretty much every national event. If you can't find him there, it's probably because they're not really racing. He will help you with any problem or issue or question that you may have, even if it's a car that you didn't build with him. And, I've had friends who've bought older cars of his, and they've called, and he has no problem answering questions or, offering as much help as he can. Jerry, Mr. Jerry, cares so deeply about his product and his customers. It really shows. And, we are very close with him and Miss Elaine. John DeFlorian also, obviously, is the foreman there. And we've become, I guess, kind of like an extended family with them. And it's an amazing group of people. Everybody that they have over there it's just like a well-oiled machine. And, man, I'm glad actually Marco Abruzzi actually put me on with them. And I'm sure glad that we called.
That's wild. Well, John won a championship. You won a championship. Dallas Glenn has a Jerry Haas chassis, won the champion. It was a pretty good year for
it's
Jerry
a Haas
Haas
thing. What can I say?
There you go. How excited are you about NHRA 75 in the 75th season? And, you got a couple of championships. You finished third in Top Dragster. Great year there. But we want people to think differently about this coming year. Is it working? Is this thing special? Are you planning to bring your A+ game?
Oh yeah. We never show up, at any race, let alone a national or divisional, halfway ready. The Wallies that they have shown for this year look, amazing, man. I'm dying to get as many of them as I can. If I could go to every national and win all of them, I would. Man, I would do it anyway, but those Wallies look amazing. It looks like NHRA is really making a conscious effort to improve things for the racers and fans this year. And I'm just really excited, as I am for every NHRA season. And as everybody knows, my dad is very excited for every NHRA season. And there's just, nothing that I'm looking forward more to at the moment than rolling in the gates at Gainesville.
That's awesome. No, your dad, he's hardcore, man. He's
Mr. NHRA himself. Yep.
He is. He's hardcore. Well, there's 75 years of history, all kinds of great stuff. You're part of it. You've won 2 championships. We're getting ready to celebrate that diamond anniversary, Diamond Wallies. I'm going to try to get one at the divisional level in Super Street. We'll see. I have 4 opportunities. We'll see how that goes. But yes, it is a motivating.
Good luck. Good luck this year.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Darian, I appreciate you making the time. I know you guys are busy. I know you're working. Thank you for sharing your championship story with us.
Oh, I appreciate you having me, Mr. Joe. It's always good to talk to you, and especially about something as meaningful as this. Well, it's meaningful in my world. Maybe not anybody else's, but mine for sure.
John Force leaves the track, goes across the street to the grocery store. Do they know it's John Force? Like, we don't know. This is what we like. It matters to us. That's really all that matters.
Yeah. No, as long as you're a hero in your own mind and, you can walk in the house every day and be happy with what you're doing, that's really all that matters.
It really is true. Well, good luck in your title defense. Good luck getting those Diamond Wallies. Thank you very much for joining us on WFO Radio.
I appreciate you having me, Mr. Joe. Thanks again.
There goes Darian Boesch with us here on WFO Radio. Wright Trailer's top sportsman, world champ for the second time, finished in the top 3 in Top Dragster, had a shot at the championship there as well. And just a great kid, 26 years old, the family out there all together, heavily invested in the sport of NHRA drag racing. And let me just say it this way. If you're on the fence about sportsman racing and you're like, who are these guys? If that kid doesn't get you fired up and excited to go watch 225 mile per hour top sportsman racing, I don't know, you got to double check for a pulse, because it's everything you'd want a sport to be. It's intense, it's fast, it's family oriented. The families are there. They're in there. They're doing extreme stuff. Really amazing. I appreciate Darian for joining us on WFO Radio. As our Parade of Champions continues, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with some final thoughts after this.
Redline Oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Redline Oil, formulated to win.
Formulated to win.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Proven by me.
Proven by me.
Redline Oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
For more than a decade, FTI has strived to become the leader in the aftermarket performance transmission and converter industry. We've joined forces with McLeod Driveline Components under the leadership of Top Fuel Funny Car pilot Paul Lee, and now have a larger distribution network, more resources, and more power. Come see us in the pits and ask how you can join the FTI family. It's not cheating, it is the competitive edge.
Looking to replace your OEM diesel particulate filter or diesel oxidation catalyst? Look no further than DPF XFit, a complete line of aftermarket diesel particulate filters and diesel oxidation catalysts designed as an exact fit OEM replacement with all makes coverage for light, medium, and heavy-duty trucks. With thousands of units in stock, we ship the same or next day, and be sure to check out our comprehensive reverse OEM lookup tool. Always new, never remanufactured. For more information, be sure to visit dpfxfit.com. That's dpfxfit.com.
Foggit is a high-performance fogging oil designed especially for internal combustion engines. Foggit can be used by everyone. If you have a lawnmower, a jet ski, a motorcycle, a tractor, a high-performance car, a classic car, racing vehicles, if it has a cylinder wall, it needs Foggit.
How great was Darian Boesch? Amazing, amazing. And the Parade of Champions will continue, guys. So if you enjoy hearing from our Lucas Oil Series champions, first of all, there's a full archive. You can go back and check out the 2024 and 2023 champion. But I ask you to click subscribe right down there. Click the bell, enable notifications as we get ready for the 75th season of the National Hot Rod Association. Let's build that audience up. Each week, we are doing multiple shows. Got the guys from Life's a Drag doing shows as well. The inside of the sport of NHRA drag racing, the controversies, the issues, the battles, all of that. We're going to cover it week after week right here on WFO Radio. We're also available on PowerTube TV. So if you want to watch us on the big screen on the network with Pink's PowerTube TV, download the app or just listen to the audio-only podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, SoundCloud. That's how I listen to everything. Like Loans, NHRA Insider, I'm listening to the audio only. On the road, working, pressure cleaning, doing whatever I happen to be doing, working on the car. I got an earbud in or I got it on a speaker. The various NHRA or drag racing related podcasts that are out there. I started out as an audio only guy, if you're wondering, like on AM radio doing sports talk in Miami. And there's that person that can't be watching the screen necessarily. We do make the show available for them. Couple of final thoughts you want to mention. Larice Motorsports Insurance. Guys, you think about the huge investment that goes in to drag racing in general, whether it be your car, race car, trailer, equipment, golf carts, all of that. At any moment, it is potentially vulnerable to just fate and the cosmos. That's why people have insurance at all. But do they insure their race cars? I can tell you a year ago when I put Project Pontiac back on the ground and I was going to start towing it around the state of Florida, I thought to myself, man, I can't tell the story of how some person drove into my trailer and it was destroyed and end it with, I don't have insurance. I can't do that. I can't do that. I have to cover myself. And that's when I reached out to the folks at Larice Motorsports Insurance. And since then, I've learned so much more about the product. So if you've got a race team, you see the logos everywhere, but think about what makes them different. And it's all the exemptions that other companies might have. Like, you're going over the road and there's race fuel in your trailer? You might not be covered. You might not. Is your car on a lift? You might not be covered. Are you on the return road and if something happens on the return road, someone drives into you, another driver, something bizarre happens. Every happening is going to be bizarre. You might not be covered. And that's what makes the folks at Larice Motorsports Insurance different. Reach out to Holden and the team over there. Tell them you heard about it on WFO Radio and you'd like to find out a little bit more information. It's just that simple. Larice Motorsports Insurance.com. Also, shout out to Frank Hawley's Drag Racing School and our great friends Marvin Rodak, Rodak'sCoffeeandGrills.com. Folks at HusseyPerformance.net, all big supporters of WFO Radio. And when we do the full show, the NHRA Nitro show, we tell you about them in depth. But here on the Parade of Champions, just super excited to speak with championship drivers like Darian Boesch. Wow, that's really loud, right? Really, really loud. Darian and his family, Mario, Mr. NHRA. That could stick. That could stick. 75 years of NHRA drag racing, right trailers, top sportsman, one of my favorite categories. I say it all the time. You know, at the divisional level, was out at Rockingham last year, and I thought to myself, if you just promote the top sportsman class, you've got 220 mile per hour race cars, supercharged, burning methanol. You don't have to mention that it's a bracket race. You don't have to mention anything other than what I just said. And you do the effects on it, right? Like supercharged. People will come watch that. People will come see that in the 75th season of NHRA drag racing. And all you race fans out there, next time, you know, I know you got to go get a hot dog. You got to go to the Nitro Mall, get your 75th gear. I get it. But spend a little time at the finish line stripe watching these top sports and racers do what they do. It is really and truly amazing what they do. And to become a world champion, stunning. You can also become a WFO Patreon. Check out the Hear It From Heiner Pro Stock Show. Tell you about the inner workings of the Get Biofuel team. Our guys on Life's a Drag do a fine show. The inner workings of NHRA drag racing. Shout out to our friends at Right Trailers, supporting Top Sportsman and Top Dragster in 2024. And they did my trailer for Project Pontiac. You can get WFO gear, whether it be the Retro Miami Hollywood Speedway shirt or all our FIA stuff, Project Pontiac. You can become a WFO Patreon, patreon.com/WFO Radio. The archive is loaded, and there will be more champions to come. The 2025 Parade of Champions continues right here on WFO Radio. Click subscribe, hit that bell. Don't miss one. More to come.